What we're going to do here today is we're going to process a few squash. I cut my squash up in about quarter-inch thick, maybe a little less, sometimes a little more. But I cut them up into slices. Now I'm making fried squash here today. Of course, will be slices like that. But I got some straight neck squash and some crook neck squash. Of course, these will come out of my own garden. And grew down here. Y'all see me plant the seeds. And that's a crook neck there. We'll take and slice it up and put it in a bowl. We're getting it ready, and here in a minute I'll fix up the whitewash and breadcrumbs, and we'll see how we do that part of it. But we're just like everybody else, cutting her up into slices. Put it in our bowl. But, that's how we start. Now the next thing I like to do is make a whitewash. And this is just made out of flour and water. Put me some flour in, put some water, just a flour in a bowl, and we'll put a little water in it. And we'll take a whisk and we'll whisk this thing up into a thin paste. Not too thick, not too thin. That ain't got nearly enough water. Just whip that up into a thin paste. Now I got too much water, but that'll be all right. We got a lot of squash here to do. Just mix that up real good. Add a little flour to it to get the consistency I want. Because you want it thick enough that it'll stick good. And then thin enough that it'll come off easy. Get the excess off real easy. That may be a touch, not enough water right there. Got too much flour in it, I think. I don't know. That's not bad. So we'll take and get that ready. Just a drop of water, maybe. That's not bad right there. That's pretty good. Now then, got that. We'll take now, and I'll take my plate here, and I like to salt and pepper as I go. And I'll start out and add salt and pepper right in my whitewash, along with a little salt. Not much, just a little bit, because you're going to get stuff in it all the time, or I will. But I salt and pepper my squash as I go. Now, everybody do their own. This is just the way I do it. It works pretty good for me. But I'll take my squash and I'll add that in the plate, something like that. Just cover the plate real good in it. Look at that. And once I get it covered, I'll take my salt and I'll sprinkle it with salt. And then sprinkle with a little pepper. So you got everything salted and peppered as you go. Then I'll take and put it in my whitewash. Just like that. And then I'll take in a fork and cover that up. Push it in this whitewash real good. Yeah. about all it's going to fit in there at one whack. Going to have to work some of that out. Now then, I'll take and put a breadcrumbs in the bowl, and I'll take the fork and I'll drop these squash that's been whitewashed right in them breadcrumbs. Well, that's the wrong fork I did that with. Should have done this with that fork. Well, we'll cover these up with coat them breadcrumbs real good. Let that kind of settle. Whoops. Now that whitewash these are ready now to be put in the deep fryer. That'll be in a minute. Alright. Got our grease hot enough. It's clicked off at right temperature. We're ready to put our squash in. Now then, we'll let these cook until they get a good golden brown. We'll hang them up here and let the grease drip off, and then we'll dump them in and let a little more grease come off while we put them in the freezer. Alright, we'll get back in a little bit. Okay, we got them out of the grease. We let them sit there and drip dry. We'll get most of that grease dumped off. It's been there for a few minutes now. We're ready to probably dump them. Go ahead and dump them in the pan, in the bowl. Now, I use a bowl. Got paper towels on the bottom, paper towels on the side, so it will absorb as much grease as it can before we put them on the freezing tray. There we go. Now then, we'll let them sit there in that bowl for a few minutes and cool off before we start trying to do anything else with them. We're ready for the next batch. Now, once we've let our squash drip in the bowl, we'll come back in and we'll lay them out on our freezing tray, and then these will go in the freezer just like that until tomorrow. They're frozen good and solid, and then we'll back them up in gallon freezer bags and save them for when we get ready. Now, for y'all the information, I am not the chief cook. I don't know how to cook. I just a monkey see, monkey do. My wife is the main chief cook and bottle washer. She oversees pretty near everything. Bye. Alright. Well, there it is. There they are, all frozen up, packaged in the gallon freezer bags, just waiting for this winter. They sure will be good. Can't wait. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.